Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm shooting another declutter. I'm getting very close to being done with my entire makeup collection. If you're curious about what I've been working on, trying to slim my collection down by almost half, I will leave the link for you here as well as the description bar down below. But I started this in late summer and I'm still going. It's taking some time, and I guess I'm kind of glad I'm taking my time, because if I were to just dump it all out on the ground and shoot from above, it would be impossible for me to let go of what I need to let go, and I would hang on to stuff I wouldn't use, and then I would get rid of stuff that I knew to be like, oh, if I still had that. So I'm trying really, really hard to be careful and to not rush the process and to really think about what I use on the regular. So today I am doing single eyeshadows. This is what's left. If you're curious, I also did a legit like pressed pan powder single eyeshadow declutter, and I'll leave that for you in the description box below. Okay, so I'm just gonna get into it, and I kind of don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed. All right, I'm gonna start with the powder singles. I have 3 from Catrice, and I forget that I have these, but they're really, really good. And I feel like it's impossible to see them right here and not play with them. This one's called Secret of Lancome. Oh, that's going in a definite maybe pile. This one here is called Life on High Heels. Ooh, ooh. See, I find stuff that I totally forget that I have. So this one here is called Chocolate Cake by the Ocean. Oh, these are all beautiful. I really like the way they look. I even feel like this duochrome shade here is super pretty. They just look so yummy when you take the time to kind of blend them out. I'm excited about this. I want to rediscover what I have, and I'm keeping all 3 of those because I could definitely do beautiful one shadow looks with all of them. I have 3 little singles from Wet n Wild. Do they still make these? And I will tell you, I got turned on to these little when they were still 99 cents. I don't know if they make them, and I don't know what they cost now if they do. This one's called Nutty. Oh, love that one. This one here is Brulee, and it's kind of just like a matte cream shade. Really, really like this. And this last one here is called Sugar, and it's just a straight up white. I'm gonna put this little single teeny tiny guy, all contained, right here on my tabletop, because sometimes what happens is I need something that is this shade that's almost exactly my skin tone and I need to blend something out at the top, or I get a little low here and I need to kind of clean up something, and having something that's a little bit more pigmented than a face powder to do it with is easy. I usually just use whatever face powder I'm using for the day, but something like this, if I were to leave it just like right here on the tabletop in front of me, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna hang on to that one. I'm gonna get rid of the other 2. Oh, I have wanted to like Surat Beauty for such a long time, and I'm sure I'm trying the wrong things. This was something that was sent to me in a Beautylish Lucky Bag this year. This is their lid lacquer. I mean, and it's a really pretty shade. I know this looks interesting. This one is called Satu Ume. And the idea of like having a glossy lid that looks kind of like this kind of grungy gray with a little bit of purple in it. I mean, it just looks really fun, but it creased. And I tried it every way I could think about it, and I couldn't get it not to crease. And if you're doing an editorial look, that's great, because you can touch it up and snap a picture and touch it up and snap a picture. Or if you want it to be kind of creasy and kind of like, you know, like it's settled and it's like morning after having a great party, okay, fine. But not a 40-year-old mom. I want my eyeshadow to look perfect all day. And I've been wearing this for 10 hours now, so it looks pretty darn good. So this is something that either I don't know how to use because I am not a makeup artist like Paul Surat is, and I don't know. I am a much simpler gal, so I'm gonna have to let this go. I have the single from KVD, and this is one of their Metal Crush eyeshadows. This is the shade Thunderstruck. Looks like this. And if you're looking at it, it might be hard to catch it, but I find that when you look at it just right, it has kind of like a peachy shift to it. It's really pretty. I just haven't used it. I can let that go. So I picked up 2 singles from Maybelline. I had heard, I don't remember if it was Jessica Braun or Emily Noel, somebody talking about how good the Maybelline singles were, and I was like, really? Okay. So this one here is called the Glow Down, and this one here is called Nude Glow. So the Glow Down and Nude Glow. All right, they are beautiful, but I feel like I have these 2 shades in a different formula that I feel like I would use better and wouldn't take up as much space. I am gonna let both of these go. I also have a single from L'Oreal. This one is called Pain au Chocolat, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is the sort of shade that I love to turn into a one shadow look, where I use just one, and I kind of wonder if I have a shade like this someplace else. I'm almost certain that I do, but it's so pretty. I don't need it. Okay, if I keep going into it's so pretty, I'll keep too many things. And the idea is to have a manageable collection that I know what I have and I know what I like and I keep the best of what there is. I'm not saying that's not good, because it is good. It's just not good enough for me to have reached for it regularly, and it never lived on my desktop. It was always in a box in a drawer, and it got forgotten. And I don't want to do that anymore. A single from Essence, obviously very affordable. This one's called Snowflake. It's very, oh my goodness, it's very frosty white. I don't think I need this. It's been a long time since I've worn a real frosty white eyeshadow. I'm okay with that. I have another L'Oreal eyeshadow. This is the Infallible eyeshadow in Bronzed Taupe. I have not pulled this out in forever. Ooh, still feels beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think I'm in love. See, this is the sort of thing that I'm glad to rediscover, because this is one of those that I would use all the time, especially since I'm loving kind of cooler tones now, and it's so metallic. I'm hanging on to that one. That one's gorgeous. Did you ever get a pigment from MAC and realize it's kind of like, you know, the product that never goes away? It like multiplies in the dark in your drawer. I have not been able to go through this pigment. This is the shade Naked, and I've had this forever. This is a really sheer shade. I see, you can still see remnants of it here. It has a slight shimmery glitter to it, and I can't seem to finish it up. I feel like it's full. I think the reason I don't reach for it, and I'll probably let somebody else love it for me, is the fact that I struggle with loose eyeshadows. I feel like even though this one here is not fully pressed, it does come with its own little tamper in here. So you can pull it out and you can stick a brush in there. And since the opening is larger, I am more likely to use this, and it is semi-pressed, but this is just like a bunch of dust. You could just like tip it out and blow it everywhere. I think this is a dangerous thing to have in my collection. I have another pigment here. This is from Colourpop. This is in collaboration with Kathleen Lights. This one here is called The Maiden. I struggled with this because it is just really kind of flaky. It kind of is just, I don't know. It gets a little messy for me. I wanted to love this. I bought a lot of Kathleen Lights collabs. This is gonna have to go. I don't even know where I got this. This must have come in like a subscription box years ago. This is from Cargo. It's just a beautiful, deep single here. This one's called Columbia. I'm sure I have a shade like this, but I love how like instantly deep and chocolatey it is. Oh, I like that a lot. It feels like it's easy to blend too. I don't know. I don't think I would keep it in this container. I probably would depot it and put it in a palette, a magnetic palette. I think I'm gonna see if I can do that. That actually makes sense because it's a cooler toned brown. And I have a ton of warm toned browns, but I don't have a lot. And a color like this is what I like to use sometimes in place of black. Being as fair as I am, black can be a little harsh. I am wearing black eyeshadow today, but oh so lightly, so very, very lightly. But this is a little bit more in my comfort zone. I'm gonna check to make sure if I don't have something that exact shade already in my singles, I will depot it and put it in one of my magnetic palettes. I don't know why I kept this. It's super cute, super adorable, but I never really used it. So this is a duo from Smashbox. It's called Full Exposure. They're so tiny. I mean, itty bitty baby. They're just real simple, basic colors. I think this can go. It's cute. It's cute. And I think maybe I kept it to see if I could do a video with like minis or samples or whatever. And honestly, I haven't done it. Probably not going to do it. Can safely let that go. The last thing in this single box that I have here is a unused single from Colourpop. This is the shade Fortune Cookie. And I don't know why I thought I was going to use like a hot coral eyeshadow. I love this one from Tom Ford. I've had it for forever. This is the cream color for eyes. This is the shade number 4 Spice. And it is the most beautiful, gorgeous. And once this dries, this doesn't budge. It like it's so pretty. I don't use it as often as I should, but when I see it, I'm like, ooh, yeah. And if you just go really lightly, you don't have to use it full force. When it's kind of smudged out and it's on there lightly, it's just such a beautiful bronzy look. Oh, I love this, but I feel like if I were to see it more, I would use it more. So I'm gonna hang on to that. I do have, oddly enough, to the exact same shade from Cover FX. One is in this box. We will leave it in here. And this is their Shimmer Veil, and this is in the shade Amethyst. This is something that came in a BoxyCharm and I never really used. I don't know. I don't know if it's the fact that I got glitter fallout or the fact that it was kind of a purpley, I don't know. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to let that go. This one was a little bit more intriguing to me. This is the Eye Luster from Ciate London. This also came in a BoxyCharm. I wonder if I've had it for ooh, it still feels good. And it's like crazy metallic. What shade is this? Does it have a name? I'm looking all over the packaging. There is no sticker on the bottom or on the top, and the writing here doesn't actually give a name. It's super pretty, but the truth is I haven't reached for it. I have 2 of the Glitter and Glow from Stila. One is in the shade Smoldering Satin, and oh, this one's drier than dry. Straight into the trash it goes. And I don't know about this one. This one here is called Embellish. And I didn't have, ooh, this is very different. This one is still liquid where the other one is dry and flaky. I just know I haven't reached for these, and I know a lot of people love these. I think the hardest part for me is dealing with the flaky fallout, and I don't like that. I do like the way they look. They're super pretty and metallic. I just can never get them to stay, and that's the fact that either I'm not trying hard enough, I haven't watched enough tutorials, or have the right products to put down first. But I don't want to have to work harder than I am already for a pretty eye makeup look. So I'm gonna let these guys all go. There is one shadow in my Colourpop collection that is not a Super Shock. It is one of their Jelly Much. I never got along with this formula. I know a lot of people really love it, and I don't even know, this is probably, oh, drier than dry. This is the Villain shade called Perfectly Wretched. It was a Cruella shade, and I wanted to love it so much, but now it is a mess, so out it goes. This one is beautiful. This one is Sequin. What's interesting is I can still get a really good swatch out of it. I think I'm going to hang on to this. I do like the ease of, you know, having a shadow I can dip my finger in and buff out. And I like the way that these stay. I'm going to hang on to this one. This is one of my absolute favorites. This is the shade Birthday Girl. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. This is another one of those that, you know, super easy. I love most of the birthday Super Shock shadows. Since this one has still got its bounce, I'm gonna hang on to it. Oh look, here's another one. This one's a couple of years old now. This one's called Birthday Treat. Ooh, it's really dry. And it's also the one that came with their red eyeshadow palette. I never really cared for it, so this one can go. This one is called Partridge. Oh, hello. Ooh, it's a really pretty duochrome shade. It's got a nice kind of blue-brown flip to it. I haven't used this in a long time. Oh, I wouldn't. This one is stunning in the pan. This one's called Luckfully, but I never use this shade. Man, it's so pretty. It's so pretty, but this is not in my comfort zone. I have worn it before as liner. It just ends up kind of getting everywhere, and then trying to get it off your finger, it's I could use a brush, but I usually use fingers with Super Shocks, so I'm gonna keep going that route. I'm gonna let that one go. This one's called Banana Daiquiri. I wonder, oh, this one's pretty hard. It's super pretty though. I would wear this sometimes in summer. I haven't worn it in a long time. It's a little bit more, it's closer to my comfort zone, I'll say, but I think it's safe to let this one go. This one definitely, the formula is not soft anymore. This is Thirsty Girl. Super, super creamy, like ridiculously creamy. Like, what happened? Oh my goodness. That is gorgeous. I think I'm keeping that. Part of it was that it was still like super juicy, which is rare, and that one's several years old. Oh. This one's all broken and crumbly. It makes me sad. This one's called Frog. I wonder if I could press it. No, it's just drier than dry. This is one of my favorite shades. It's a gorgeous topper. It's one of those, I'm gonna let this one go. It's one of those that looks magnificent and sparkly, and you can really build it up. You know what? I remember hearing that a drop of Inglot's Duraline makes all the difference in the world to these. Oh yes, hello. Let's see if we can get better pigmentation on this. Here's what's cool. When you mix a dried up Super Shock Shadow with a little bit of Duraline, it comes right back to life, but you have to do it every single time. I love this shade. I think, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. This is another one of the birthday shades. This one's called Birthday Cake, but this one's dry. You know what? I think I have another birthday cake. Yep, I do. And this one's brand new. Is this one in better condition? Ooh, it is. It's still smushy. This is Birthday Cake. I think I'm gonna hang on to the new one and let the old one go. Every time they had their birthday celebration in May, they would re-release Birthday Girl, Birthday Boy, Birthday Cake, Birthday Wish. Like, they would go through and re-release them all again, and you could pick them up during their birthday month. And I would always get a fresh one because they're literally the ones I use the most, and they haven't done it for a couple of years. And so I'm gonna hang on to the birthday ones that I love the most. I know that that red one was not for me. Oh, look, here's another one. This one's Birthday Wish. This is Birthday Wish here. I feel like this is one that I have used a lot in the past. I'm gonna hang on to this one for the moment. This is Ritz. I love the ultra metallic ones. I feel like they make a really pretty shadow topper. I don't think I need this shade though. I feel like I have other shades that I could use. I think I can let Ritz go. This one here is Ibiza. I don't know what made me think that I would, ooh, it's still really vibrant and soft and putty-like. What? Look at that. Oh, I wish the metallic shades would last longer, because the other blue one I had, Luckfully, and this one here are just still like bouncy and putty to the max. I don't wear this shade. I can't keep a shade I don't wear. All right, this one makes me sad. This is the shade Glow. This was the third or fourth one that I had, and I kept it, and it's a matte shade, and it's drier than dry. I used to use this to blank out my eyelid. I would use it kind of like a cheap version of the MAC paint pots. And that shade Glow, which was a matte cream shade, was almost exactly my skin tone. And so for me, it was perfect. I had gone through so many of those, and they make, if you use a matte one, they make a really great eyeshadow base. I just wish they lasted longer because the formulation is so fun and easy with fingers just to kind of finger paint on. So sad. This one here is Prickly Pear. Prickly Pear still feels yummy. Hello. But would I use it? No. Okay. I've had it for a long time and I used to use it. I just don't use it that much. This is the shade Lala, and it is a beautiful kind of copper color, but I feel like I have this in other places and I don't need to keep this. This was one of my favorites. I mean, the ones that I hit pan in, I know I love. This one is the shade Kush, and I loved it because it was like uber super metallic, and they re-release it every now and again. I would be willing to get a fresh one of these, especially now that I'm wearing a lot of cooler toned eyeshadows. But I love this so much. I'm gonna hang on to it for now. It's another birthday one. This one is Birthday Boy. I love this one so much. This one isn't going anywhere. It is probably one of my most used. I love this one. I think it's because it's taupey with a little bit of a pinky shimmer. It's gorgeous. Love that one. You tell this one was a favorite. This one's called Plunge. This was one of my most used shades, and I just don't, oh man, the texture is so different. And it's not a shade they make anymore. Man, I wish they would re-release some of these. And every now and again they do. But this one is, it's so pretty. In the summertime, I wear just this, some mascara, and I'm out the door. I kind of don't want to have to futz with them though. I think I'll hang on to this one. This one's called Kathleen Lights. I have bought so many of Kathleen's collabs over the years. It's such a pretty shade, but I don't wear really coppery metallics like this very frequently. I think it's safe to let that one go. I love this one. This one reminds me of a mirror. This one's called Lady Bird. It's so insanely metallic, so ridiculously shiny. It's right here. It's such a pretty topper. I love this. This isn't going anywhere. This one's called Summer Leaven. This was a shade, I think that was a marbled shade. It's been such a long time since they've done any marbled shades. I don't think I need this. I think I can let this one go. This one's called Tea Party. I don't use it. I don't think I need this one. This one's called Weenie. It was part of the Kathleen Lights, I think her first Super Shock collab. It's right here. I don't think I would use that. This was the first one that I bought that I fell in love with. This one's called Millionaire. Look at that. Dude, this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous shadow. And this is one of those that has some really interesting, one shadow look possibilities. You can put it on lightly, you can blend it out, deepen it up in the outside corner or the crease. It looks gorgeous. And it's so easy to do just swiping it on with your finger. I'm hanging on to this one. I'm a mess. I'm a complete disaster. Let me count them up, tell you how many I'm keeping and how many I'm getting rid of. I am keeping 17 singles that all fit nicely in this little box here. And I'm getting rid of 35. That's a lot. I feel like I could probably, go through and be a little bit more brutal, but I don't want to be. I'm gonna leave it right here for now. I will tell you, there was a long time ago that I had a love affair with Super Shock where everything they did was like, yes, more, let me have it. I still have a real soft spot for the Super Shocks. I feel like these are beautiful and they're very different, especially their Super Shock highlights. Love. There are a couple of other products that Colourpop makes that I feel are actually really good. But with most of their products for me, it's you gotta use them and like be dedicated in trying to use them before they dry out, before they go bad. And I don't know that I'd be willing to go and just try anything else. I'll quit complaining about how I used to love Colourpop and how I'm now disillusioned. Let me know, do you love shadow singles? Do you get them, the ones that come in a pan in like a little cardboard sleeve that you can put in a magnetic palette? Or do you get ones that come packaged like this? Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.